I look into his sorry doe eyes and I see a man crying out. He's crying out, when, Lord? When the fuck can your servant ditch this foul-mouthed little chucklehead to whom I am a constant victim of his folly? So much so that it prevents me from ever getting to kiss a girl. Fuck! When, Lord? When? When's gonna be my time?
You're listening to
All right, 3 words I've never needed in my life are Dolph Lundgren, cryptozoologist.
It's sad that cryptozoologist is 1 word. You know, it seems like it should be 2.
Well, you know, there might be a hyphen in there for some people, but realistically speaking, it's a valid science to have 1 word as.
Well,
no, it's not wrong. That's incorrect.
It's as invalid as science. I've spent my life dedicated to the study of El Chupacabra. You an asshole.
Chupa thingy. How about that? It's so bad, man. What is this stupid movie called?
Legendary?
Legendary.
I don't even know, I'm guessing.
Oh, I hope you got extra batteries for that laptop or you're done before the night's over, baby. At any rate, guess what, kids? You're listening to The Mean Geek, episode 198.
198. Baby! Happy anniversary, motherfucker.
Thank you very much, motherfucker.
Did you enjoy your present?
I did, in fact. Where were they to go? You took them back?
No.
I got for our anniversary present. They're in here somewhere. Where'd they go? Did I put them in the bag already? I gotta do what now?
I have no idea. What are you talking about?
What did you just say to me?
You gotta pay the cost to be the host.
Oh, see, I noticed very quickly how you skipped over the boss part that would normally rhyme with that.
Well, really, boss doesn't rhyme with cost.
Well, it rhymes enough. Enough for BB. You know what I'm saying?
I believe, isn't that a James Brown thing?
No, that's BB King. Well, they may each have one. How about
Fair
that?
enough. Anyway, getting back.
Well, we're closing in rapidly. Oh, wait, we're skipping things.
Yes, you were looking for your...
anniversary stuff.
And why is it our... And the fact that we have an anniversary just pains me on every fucking
We can
level.
never mention it again if you want.
You
we
will.
can stop podcasting if you want.
Promises.
You know, I tried 3 fucking times and you brought me... Just when I thought I was out, you pulled me back in.
Well, you know, a focused TJ is a more useful TJ to the world at large. Anyway, getting back. You have stuff there.
It's been 6 years since we recorded our first episode.
What a horrifying thought.
We recorded our first episode called What in the Hell Are We Getting Into on March 5th, 2009.
Now, did they always have titles, or did you go back and title them?
We always have titles.
Huh.
We've always had them. Some of them were just things like Catching Up Billy or We Hate This. You know,
it wasn't always a quote in the beginning.
No, not always. And it still isn't every once in a while. I just find it more fun to quote. So, where was I? Yes, the anniversary gift. And I will guess I'll find something at Emerald for you.
You got me something. You just didn't bring it.
What was that?
A alternative cover to Star Wars 2.
Yeah. To 2?
I thought you said 2.
No, to number 1.
The Aragona's one?
Oh, that one. Yeah, I did forget that.
Yes.
Derp.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't even had all my scotch yet, and I'm already fucking up. God damn. Kids, you can skip this episode, I think.
Anyway, what did you get? Jesus H. Christ.
I got a copy of Star Wars number 10 from the Marvel run. So this is fucking awesome. You got Han and Chewie shooting at some kind of dragon-y thing, talking about, keep firing, Chewie, or the whole planet is doomed. Not to mention us.
Can I see that real quick?
Yeah,
I
of
want
course
to
you
show
can
you
see that.
something. The villain in this one, and this is one of the greatest things of all time.
Is it really?
Not just Star Wars, all time. Is, and I'm probably going to get the pronunciation wrong,
I'll correct you.
Sergio X Arrogantis, the arrogant one.
What? Let me see that shit. Hurry up. We're burning time here. This is Sergi X. Sergi X, the arrogant one, with the giant mustache and everything, man. That's monstrously cool. I can't express just.
This is also this all began in, because Star Wars went 1 through 6. 7 started with a Han Solo story, and then 8,
Right.
9, and 10 is this, which is a retelling of Seven Samurai. And this was where number 8 is where Jackson, the green meat-eating rabbit, made his first appearance.
Oh, is that where he? Yeah, that guy.
Anyway,
So listen, because I love She-Hulk so dearly, he also gave me a Burn Run She-Hulk 45 with the Warthog or whatever the fuck his name is. What was it? Warthog?
Space Hog, I think, or the
Space?
Warthog, Buford. Well,
And Rocket Raccoon. So what are you gonna do? oh, I forgot. Oh, that's a burn. That's a burn.
oh yes,
She-Hulk.
this is the burn cheesecake one.
Oh my God! It's like all cheesecake. I have to put this thing away. Well, be revisiting that when I get to the bathroom.
And ew.
And because I have this new thing now where I've decided to collect holiday issues, particularly Christmas. I don't even know if I'm ever going to crack this open. But it does have a Sienkiewicz cover, and that I am pleased by.
Yeah, the cover is pretty
But
cool.
it's the
Familiar with most of the towns. There are 2 all silent, and you know how much I love those Abnett and Lanning stories in there. That's the high point from
well,
a
that's
creative
interesting.
standpoint.
It's from 1994, so that tells you, everything you need to know about a Marvel from back then.
Well, I figured that would be a good reminder that you wanted to, when you're hitting dollar bins, to be looking for holiday issues.
Yes, that's a very good hit. And where will I be doing dollar bins? Very
at
soon.
Emerald City!
We'll be hanging out with Dante from Rhymes with Geek. We'll be hanging out with Regina from Game On Girl. And we'll be hanging out with our official photographer and market research analyst, Andrew Kolstad.
I am very envious.
And we will have a special cosplay guest as well.
Yes,
Dezi Desire will be hanging out at our table, just cosplaying the shit out of things.
pretty damn cool. You're going for some interviews. Although you're
Yeah.
also going to have, your goal, as you explained, is to have more fun at this one than the last
Yes,
one.
I know precisely how I fucked up the...
Well, not just in terms of the interviews, although that was a horrifyingly unpleasant, because you spent all that time and then had very little to show for it.
Yes.
But you're also looking to try and visit more people, get more signatures, take some pictures with artists, kind of enjoy the con on a more
Yes.
guest level this time.
Right. And I think that's going to be easy to accomplish if I can keep it in mind.
Well, that's why I
Because
keep bringing it up.
I
is
get
that-
overly focused sometimes.
Well, like the best. I am obviously biased because I've only been to the one.
Yeah.
But I feel like the experience you had at the one I was at is the best that you've had since you got the table. The
Yeah.
first one, when you were when you were just purely a fan, you're going, like it was a whole new experience, just you and Andrew geeking out.
Right.
Was probably the most fun you've had overall.
Yeah, I can say that.
But like you could leave the table in my hands and know that somebody was there, get names and stuff, things like that.
Right?
So you could go and kind of do what you wanted to do, and then we tag out and things like
Yeah,
that.
and that was good stuff. And we got to see somebody get a gig on Star Wars next to us.
Yes, that was
So
pretty
that
damn
was
awesome.
insane.
You had a sketch from that guy.
Yes, I did. Only $20. It's one of the best things I have. I love that Vader head. So there's a lot of stuff going on in there, and there's just panel after panel after panel. It's frightening how many goddamn panels they got in this. Just on Friday alone, we sat in a bar last week and went through them, and we're like, holy shit, that's a lot of panels. That's the whole week, and I looked, and it was still fucking Friday.
That's crazy. It is very panel heavy.
Yeah, which is fine. You know, CBLDF, who we always support, is going to have a podcast there. They're the first one on the list at 10:30, which means that I am not going to go to it because I will be sitting at the table for a whole half hour as the show is open. So I'm not going away after only a half hour, you know? That's just silly. There's one about writing in the RPG industry.
Interesting.
And I'm like, okay, the 6 people who want to do that will show up.
Well, you know what? I mean, it's got to be an area of writing that most people aren't sure how to get into. So, like,
Yeah, that's got to be true, too.
and if you're interested in those games, like, a lot of people who role play have had ideas for games or modules back when I was
Right.
2,000 years ago. When I was a child, Dungeons and Dragons was still devil worshipping or whatever the hell my mom told me. That happened, actually.
No, that was my mom.
No, mine too, actually.
Really?
And you've met my mom. Totally unlike her, but yes. The bad news stories that actually had, you know, it's like...
My mom believed every fucking syllable of those things.
Yeah, no, Dungeons and Dragons was not allowed in my house.
What are you doing, lady? I couldn't even listen to metal, man. She gave me shit about that. I was like, I'll listen to the Christian metal then. As I bought fucking Winger at the same day, the Striper.
Well, it was really hard to tell the difference sometimes.
All she knew was, you know, when she was around, I would play the Striper. You know, it's that simple. Nothing that any other teenager hasn't done in his lifetime.
Oh, yeah. You know, I like, because I only listened to, like, I mostly listened to comedy albums for most of high school. Like, very little music entered. And considering how much music I listen to now, it was all much, much later in life that became a big factor. I had a couple of things, but, like, the first tape I remember owning was Bill Cosby himself and my mom. And this is insane. Like, this is insane. She bought me the MASH movie soundtrack.
What?
Yes. Now, if you've never heard the MASH movie soundtrack, and you would be in the lion's share of humanity.
What? It's got the single most depressing song in the world.
Yes.
As an opener.
I was like 9 years old, going to sleep to "Suicide Is Painless," and Hot Lips. And you've seen MASH, not as often as I have, but you have seen MASH. Yes.
Yeah.
It also had the radio sex scene of
Oh,
Hot
no.
Lips O'Houlihan and Frank Burns.
Is this the Bickersons? What?
The
Battling Bickersons. I love them.
Kiss my hot lip. Yeah. 9 years old. Like, what the fuck? And the football game is on there as well. Yeah.
Oh, great. With Spear Chucker Jones.
Yeah,
That's lovely.
I'm going to rip his fucking head off. Yes, all of it. I was like, what? Yeah, that was the second cassette I ever owned.
That's amazing. But that has nothing to do with comics.
True. All right, so panels. Read away. What do we got?
Making money with creator-owned comics.
Okay, that's got to be
Which, if there was any consistency at all to them, we might want to think about one day with Super Macho Jedi Knight. That could have proven to be an interesting panel.
Well, unless it's Mignola and Kirkman hosting it, who would know?
Well, that's true, too. Don't care about supernatural fan panels. Taking fandom seriously. That seems right there to be too heavy that early in the morning.
You know, I don't take fandom seriously. I'm not, like, you know, go ahead, like, be serious about stuff. Like, I take the Muppets kind of seriously, but...
You take the Muppets more seriously than any man I've ever known, man. Fucking Jim Henson didn't take him that seriously.
No, he really didn't. I read a 600-page biography of Jim Henson, or roughly, it was huge.
A conversation about walking the fine line between geeking out and critically engaging with the material you love. Critically engaging. Now, to me, that no longer screams fan so much as...
Connoisseur.
Not even that. It's like journalist.
No. I think you're misinterpreting the way they mean that. I think what they're trying to, like, getting back to the comic as an art form, like reading it as, you know, a serious piece of literature, that kind of thing. Like,
the wording doesn't really support that, but whatever. Oni, of all things, the company named after a demon, is hosting the Build Your Own Monster panel. can say bye-bye to that. Let's make a character. Really? Okay.
You know what? For a lot
I'll
of
make
role
a
players,
character.
that kind of shit is really helpful.
Now that you mention role-playing, yeah, that makes sense. Too bad they're at the same time. Oh, well. Humanizing heroes and villains. Well, do you need human villains, though?
I think so. I mean, Vader.
Is Doom human?
Totally.
Doom's very human, actually.
Yeah, that's the thing. Every good villain, with the exception, the Joker is inhuman.
Yeah, especially now that he's been around for 700 years.
Yes, but you know,
bullshit.
good God. But yeah, most villains, like, pure evil is not as interesting as you know, characters who think they're in the right in insane ways.
That's true. That's true. I can be with you on that. The secret world of Funko, which I'm ready to take a Molotov to that panel. Like, no, you and your dead eyes, the doll's eyes.
Oh, I can't wait till you have a full set of Funkos.
I will never have a full set of Funkos. There's like 700 of the fucking things. Writers Unite, pitching and writing comic stories. You know, I might benefit from that. Because my writing process is, I have a joke. How do I build a story around said joke?
Well, I mean, like, obviously Super Macho Jedi Knight is its own thing, but, you know, is it possible to be a comic book fan and not at least once in a while consider writing a comic book?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You think it is possible?
Of course it's possible. Everybody thinks about writing.
No, I said, is it possible to be a fan and not think about doing that once in a while?
It would be very difficult.
I think we've all had the idea, like, wow, you know, if they did this, it would be awesome. Or if Superman did this, or...
And then somebody's always telling you, well, why don't you write it if you want it so bad? I suppose. Okay, fine, I'll write it.
There you go.
Yeah, so all ages comics aren't limiting. I think we can agree on that.
No, absolutely. Some great comics out there in the all ages.
Cosplay repair, very specific.
And very topical right now.
Brandon Ruth, your atomic evil ex-boyfriend. Okay, don't seem to need to see him.
Or that.
Loving what you hate. How to love the media that doesn't always love you back. Which goes right back to the, I can do better than that.
No, but you know what? For a lot of creators and whatnot, I can see that being very beneficial.
Sure. There's a Vertigo New Blood panel. There's self-publishing with Kickstarter. There's how to make beer money with your comic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's all most of us can hope for.
There's things about getting your children's picture book published, entry into video games, Meet the Valkyries, which is a woman's comic pseudo support group of retailers in comic shops that are all women.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah. There's IDW panels, the men of cosplay, because I don't get enough of cod pieces and bulging muscles.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, guys who are into cosplay definitely get a raw end of the media stick.
Oh, they really do sometimes, man.
You know what? There are some very talented male
Like,
cosplayers.
Oh,
that are
you're
not
the bearded Sailor Moon. Glad to have you.
No, but that's funny. But that's mean.
I've seen them.
But there are literally dudes out there who have mad talent in cosplay who don't get 1/10 the attention.
No,
as
it's
Yaya Han's
absolutely
breasts.
true.
Not even Yaya Han, just her breasts in the media. Like, outplay these guys like 20-1.
It's
now,
true.
to be fair, the guy is outnumbered, so yeah, sure. But
I don't know who Rachel Scarston and Emmanuel Vagyar are, so won't talk about them. Steve Bloom is some voice actor. How to run a comic anthology and not screw it up. More publisher-based stuff,
Yeah.
I guess. Expanding your media, hard sci-fi made easy. Now, that one I would like to see. That's the 1:30 on Friday. That's probably a decent time to break away for a panel. That sounds like it could be a fun one.
you need to get a sign or a board or something that you can put up, like stepping away for a while, so that you're not
That'll be easy.
second guessing it the whole time you're away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that won't be hard. Super Geeked Up Live. Jeff Burns and Kristen Nettapak. A couple of people geeky charades, nostalgia TV, character cage match. So just generally goofing off in a panel.
Sure.
Nothing wrong with that. Calling all superheroes. 10 years of the new Doctor Fuck You Who. Haley Atwell's going to be there with her own panel. Cool. The couple of games together. People I don't know. No More Goth. Kate Leth versus Kieran Gillen. Now, I had no indication in my life that Kieran Gillen was goth in any way.
Maybe he's on the anti-goth and she's pro-goth.
Let's see what it reads. The time has come to settle it once and for all. With the best panel of impartial goth judges that can be gathered, Drew Roush, Ray Fox, Robert Triddart, and Julian Venters, Kieran and Kate's claim to the title. So yeah, he thinks he's goth.
Okay.
I don't see how that happens, but okay. Maybe that's his real life. Who the fuck knows? The mature fan. How do they participate now? Now, see, being 43, that's a really good question. How do you participate being 42?
It is, I mean, I buy shit and read it. And eat shit from my wife for doing so.
It's really just, do you stay home or do you hang around? World building in comics, that could be pretty fun.
Yep. That is definitely a lost art.
Comics, creativity, and yeah, you know, and we've talked about that on the indie issue, about a particular one that's really, that we won't go into today. Wayward and Weird Japan. Well, we've seen Weird Japan, so we're going to skip that one.
Yeah, you couldn't pay me to go to that.
Yeah. What was that? Big Man Japan? What was that one?
Big Man in Japan?
Making comics, which happens every fucking con everywhere.
Well, of course.
Ethics in comics. People could probably benefit from that.
People can always benefit from ethics.
No doubt. Gotham City, The Next Generation. Morena Baccarin got her own panel.
How to be stocked at a con.
Coloring, diversity, ideas. How do you get your ideas in sci-fi and fantasy? That's very difficult for me. I ain't gonna lie. Image Comics presents art. Oh, because Image is just, wow, I would never expect them to talk about the art specifically. Come on, fellas. Game growth, music and comics, prosthetics and music, and prosthetics and makeup for cosplay.
Huh.
You know, the only thing I'm ever going to cosplay is maybe an Imperial officer, because I ain't paying $3,000 fucking dollars for a stormtrooper outfit. So I'm not gonna need any makeup for that. Sorry, it's cool. Valiant, copyright infringement. Bill Gaines was right. Preventing magical MacGuffins, which might be nice for a few writers to get into.
That would be kind of awesome.
Unobtainium? Of course. Horcruxes? Not so much. The Music of Their Minds, the pop comics of Kieran Gillen and Matt Fraction.
Nice.
That could be really interesting.
Have to go early to that sucker.
Yeah, sure would. More cosplay stuff. Kelly Sue's got her own thing about being non-compliant. Webcomic erotica. Writing side. There's a lot of stuff about writing, which is good. And finally, on Friday, a bunch of cabarets.
No. Pass.
And essentially, all of the above with different titles the next 2 days. I'm scrolling through, and it's really not any different. Do you really want to talk about this?
Yeah, that was the whole point.
The whole issue?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is just a filler thing while you were away. But, let's see here. Fight Club 2. Trapped in the elevator, how to pitch your idea. Teen Wolf fan discussion. Anthony Daniels, the Golden Droid.
You just keep talking for a little bit.
Love Machines, robots and romance in comics.
Keep going.
I'm literally. I really don't want to talk after that. Good God. Star Wars action figures. Collect all 3,000?
Yeah. 3,000, that's right. They can't hear me, so you just got to keep going.
How to be a nerd for a living. Your career in nerd culture. Let's see. Nerd Rock Jam Fest. Oh, this is kind of neat. Saturday at 12:30. Celebrating Will Eisner's The Spirit at 75. How real is too real? The grounding of fantasy. Your opinion sucks. Rotten Tomatoes critics versus fans. Let's see here. Wow, this is a ridiculous amount. Convention horror stories, Gothic charm school in real life. Gina Torres badass.
Oh man, he just missed a dinosaurish-like creature flinging itself into the lake, and now he's pissed he didn't get a picture.
This is a very bad movie.
Yes, it's terrible.
Shaft. 45 years of one bad mother. From Marvel, from Black Vortex to Secret Wars. Dude, Patrick Warburton has his own panel.
Oh my goodness.
Unforgettable.
Oh boy.
How to draw a horse correctly.
Specifically a horse. I would say look at a lot of horses myself.
You know, Marina Sirtis, Counselor in Space. Blah. DC Comics. Harvey Kurtzman, the man who created Mad.
Ah, that's a nice panel.
Designing and writing for video games.
Nah.
Let's see. Orlando Jones, Don't Lose Your Head.
What?
He's on Sleepy Hollow.
Why? I don't want to know anything about Orlando Jones.
Clark Gregg and Chloe Bennett, Agents of Awesome.
Okay.
She Makes Comics, a documentary celebration of women in comics.
Okay, very good.
That'd be interesting. Let's see here. The Mignolaverse, Hellboy and Beyond. Ooh. A steampunk murder mystery.
Yeah, don't have any need for those.
And then finally on the 29th, Doctor right off the bat, man.
What?
Geek and Gamer Fitness.
Was that Doctor Who right off the bat?
I Say a Little Prayer.
Yeah.
Hearbreakers, Gillen and McKelvey. I assume that's meant to be Heartbreakers.
Oh, yeah, I would think so, yeah.
So your kids want to make video games. Stan Lee, An Hour with the Man.
Of course, he'll probably be there for 45 seconds because he's 90,000 years old.
Cosplay Q&A with Ivy, Doom Kitty, and friends.
More cosplay. You know, these panels got some interesting stuff, but I don't see a whole lot of them specifically at comics.
There's quite a few. There's a lot of it's behind the scenes thing. Like, the problem is, like, how do you have like a straight up discussion? Like Green Arrow, goatee or no goatee? Like, yeah. Green Arrow to Katniss, archery in pop culture. The complete graphic novel, From Idea to Market. 10 Years of Mouse Guard.
Ah, see, right there. And that's an okay.
What makes fantasy epic? Fencing demonstration live.
I will show them some fencing. I'm there. I'll show them. Give me the mask. Give me the foil. We'll go. We'll go a few rounds. Fuck you.
Reinventing iconic monsters. Exploring the human condition with robots.
They failed that twice.
All right, fair enough, yeah. John Barrowman, The Many Faces of Handsome.
Oh my God, I can't. Wow, how can I resist that?
Kevin Eastman, A Life with Turtles.
Oh, get Jeff in here.
Andrew Mackie talking about being the Falcon. And Personhood in Battlestar Galactica.
What? What's that one say?
Personhood.
Well, if you hit it, it opens it up and explains it to you.
Should the numbered Cylon models count as people?
Oh, okay.
At what point would an artificial intelligence acquire moral agency? Were toaster and skin job racial slurs used to dehumanize society? Yes, of
Well,
course
sure they were.
Like, that's painfully obvious.
What kind of... Is that really a question?
Do 6s and 8s have to sleep with colonists to acquire any degree of humanity? Join us as we talk about themes of personhood in BSG. Get down with BSG, yeah, you know me.
All right, next.
No, that was it.
That was the whole shebang?
Yep.
All right, well, let's move on and talk about what you are sending for me to put out my labor to get signed.
Yes, okay.
I hate you so very, very
No,
much.
you don't. If you did, you wouldn't be doing it.
Well, no, not at all. This thing is amazing. I didn't know this existed, and I kind of want one, but it also kind of looks dumb. This is Robert Asprin and Ann Abbey's Thieves' World.
Thieves' World was one of those shared world things that you pretty much universally despise. I think you like the Man Kazin Wars for like 2 books.
Oh, one of those kind of situations.
Right, or Heroes in Hell, all those.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, which I assume is most people, there was this weird, what would you say, like early 90s?
C.J. Charest, Joe Haldeman. Yeah, probably, yeah.
Where people would create a world and then different authors would write their own short stories in it, and they were constantly volume upon volume of this. George R.R. Martin, now famous for Game of Thrones, created Wild Cards, which was about superheroes and villains. Thieves' World was a fantasy-based one. The Hell World was basically about real dead people living in hell. The Man Kazin Wars were about people fighting space-age tigers or some stupid shit.
Yes, that's what it was. Exactly what it was.
And there are a couple others, and with very few exceptions, they're not good. I actually had quite a few of the Thieves' World books, but apparently they had done a couple of graphic novels that are compiled into this.
Yes, which is tremendous. But the real point is,
Who did it?
why is it being brought to a Comic-Con when it was written by Robert Asprin?
Because the artist is a
Tim.
very young Tim Sale.
Yes, he's very recognizable. You can tell that this is going to become the Tim Sale we know from all the greatest Batman stories ever.
And you gotta figure he hasn't seen that one all that often.
No, who has this thing? I didn't know it existed until you brought it to me.
Well, that's why I'm on this damn podcast, really. It's,
Yeah.
I bring the weird and the random.
Because I can just bitch all day long. Nobody cares about just randomly bitching. But you want to send some weird shit. You want to send some stuff that I'm like, okay, but
Some things I
don't
do
care.
just to see if you'll do, really.
Oh, I'll always do them. I'll always attempt, but I ain't eating shit from the artist if they if they don't like what they've done.
Dude, I live for the obscure. Do you remember? Well, no, because you left because Howard Chaykin was driving you insane.
Yes. What did he say about?
I had brought in Star Wars 8. I had brought like just 6 or 7 of the most obscure, like an Iron Wolf issue. I had just like, I believe Monarch Starstalker was in there.
Yes, you did. You had Monarch Starstalker in there.
Oh, and I had that Star Reach classic too. And
What
he's
did
like, he was looking at it, he's like, is this maybe the most random pile of crap? He was not thrilled. But I live for that moment where you get that little, like when we met Mark Bagley.
Yeah.
And I brought him a night mask. He's like, this was my 2nd ever published issue. Like, I live for little things like that. Like when Walt Simonson was excited because I brought fucking Battlestar Galactica. He's like, this is the first issue I ever wrote.
I love those, and you get ones like the Spanish Justice League. He was like, "Did you even open this to read it?" I was like, "I don't read Spanish."
Well, what was the one I sent you? And I don't get to see it all the time, but I love those little moments. Like the one I sent to Mignola. He's like, I didn't know this was published in this language.
Oh yes, it was the Italian one.
Yeah.
It was one of the ones in Italian. I totally forget. It was a Hellboy.
Yeah. No. It was.
No.
It was like a
God
big
damn it.
Cosmic Odyssey.
Oh yes, Cosmic Odyssey in Italian. That was a great reaction.
Dude, I did that to
enjoyed
Larry Hama. I gave him a Italian G.I. Joe with like Stalker and one of the guys from the October Guard firing away in Italian on the cover, and he just like didn't even look up.
No, the Larry Hama doesn't bother, man.
Ah.
He's pleasant enough. He smiles at you. He says thanks, but he just when you put something in front of him, he just gets to work.
Yeah,
he doesn't care.
But then
So-
I had like the I like little obscure things. Like obviously you want the huge major things signed,
Yeah, sure.
but I had when Amanda Connor signed the Avengers solo issue with her very first published art in it, and she pulls it out and shows us that little, like, look, I drew this huge, massive technological marvel of a villain, and then I put this little TV with rabbit ears in the center of it.
It's fun to get that out of him.
So, getting back to why you bring this up.
I wonder what Dan fucking Jurgens will say of Warlord 71 and Warlord Annual 1983. Now, were there reasons in particular you chose these two?
I own them.
That's pretty much it then. Okay, good.
Because Dan Jurgens is not somebody I have a lot of anymore.
Yeah. When did I get you these? Or did you get you these?
You had bought I think.
Oh, that's right. These were
duplicates.
doubles up. Yeah. Because I could never keep track because nobody would ever say it was this number to this number. So every time I went looking for them, it's like, did I get 66? So one of the 6 Wolverine volumes had Old Man Logan in it. So we're gonna bring 66 and 67 to be signed by McNiven.
Now, did
Which
you
is
send
good.
those as well?
I totally forgot. I sealed the box before it was too late. So you're gonna make me bring, I shouldn't say make this. That's stupid. You're going to have me bring the Homage Comics volume of Astro City #1 and the brand spanking new Astro City #1 for no one else but Kurt fucking Busiek. Now, for Busiek, I brought some old Iron Man.
Nice.
I brought some old Iron Man, and I'm finally going to get him to do that Justice League.
Oh, that's true. You had brought that the last time.
Yep. But I fucked up somewhere along the line, and I couldn't get it done. And a couple more. There's the Astro City Special from October 2004, which did I even read this fucking
I
thing?
don't know if you have.
I am not familiar with this cover. But it's got the Silver Sentinel or whoever these guys are.
Supersonic.
Supersonic on there. And then there's also the... Are you kidding with me with this? The Astro City 1/2. So, a couple of good books there. Now this... I just might end up being embarrassed bringing this to... This just might be an embarrassment to bring Terry Dodson fucking Mantra 1 and 2 from Malibu Comics, 1992. Was it 2? Probably 2, right?
No, yeah, I believe so.
You know, and I read this back then, and I actually dug it for about 6 issues. And then it got silly and even more cheesecakey.
Well, Dotson only lasted.
And even back then, this was 20 plus years ago, I was not exactly enlightened back then. So I was like, show me them titties. And even then, I was like, this is too fucking much, kids. This is just, look, I can go get a Hustler if I want this.
Y'all have just dropped subtlety.
And there's also Kevin Smith's Spider-Man and Black Cat. Why did you do this? Why did you flip these books like this?
It was the easiest way to get. Basically, I just cut holes, and then whatever the best place to sign, I had to work around.
I just do it in the upper third. But Spider-Man and Black Cat, 2 and 3, which is fine.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to make me do a jam thing for Defenders, 1 with Dodson and Fraction, and Dodson's on...
Yes, Will to Power.
Oh my God. Dark Horse's Will to Power, which no one has heard of besides us two, since it was published in 1994. And there's good reason for that. So McGuire's going to be there. So we're going to have some Justice League International 18 and 19, which are pretty. Actually, that works as a flip book.
Isn't that kind of cool?
Because you got Lobo intimidating Guy having the upper hand, and then you flip it, and it's just the reverse.
Exactly.
So that's actually, it works pretty well. I think McGuire will get a kick of doing that.
Yeah.
So you're so considerate of the artists.
Well, you remember, I'm like, how's your like? I was so awful around famous people. It's appallingly bad.
Please don't ask an artist how their love life is again.
No, I never did that. I asked several of their spouses about their meals. Like I was just.
So how's lunch, Takasoma?
Yeah. Oh, God, awful.
Now you are a madman for Humberto Ramos.
Amazing artist.
So there's gonna be a lot of stuff to bring him, like Amazing Spider-Man 699, Amazing Spider-Man 1 from this volume, Impulse 2, and the new Amazing 5. How'd you even get 5? Did you go out and get it?
Just a random thing I picked up somewhere.
Ah, okay. So those are nice books to get done, especially Impulse. Nobody talks about Impulse anymore.
It was a great read for a long time.
I'm sure he'll like that. I was like, Impulse, very good. Eventually, this was going to come up. You were going to bring me this, and I don't even have anything for him because I'm not bringing my Xenophile cards for him to sign. He might get a kick out of that, though.
No, that's true. He did draw them.
I need to go downstairs and find them.
Why not? I mean, it adds no weight.
Yeah,
Or you could always get a print, too.
So the thing is, Angel and the Ape and Girl Genius, Volume 1, Issue 1. I didn't even know you had that. I've been wanting to read that forever.
Oh, well, yeah.
By Phil Folio.
Yep.
Who is a funny fucking guy.
Well, now, I considered, let me elaborate on that, because I also have, obviously, Stanley and his Monster 1 through 4 and Angel and the Ape 1 through 4. But I went with Girl Genius because Katya Foley is also on that one. Kaya, sorry.
Which I only know because they were judging the costume contest at SDCC that one year I went.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise I'd have said Katya too. And yeah, so those are cool. I'm sure he'll get a kick out of seeing Angel and the Ape.
Who doesn't?
You got a lot of Gillen.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be going to Gillen, and he's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you back again for?" I'm gonna have to send Dante.
I have friends.
I'm gonna have to send Dante and Andrew.
How much
Regina.
Gillen did you send?
I sent a lot of I sent a lot of fucking Gillen. But you've got Journey into Mystery 622 and Thor 610. I have the Journey into Mystery in there as well. You have Iron Man 13 and 12. And then you start doubling up where this is improper. Oh no, I see what you're doing. You got the sticker.
Oh, I put it on the wrong side.
Yeah. So you got Angela for Gillen and Jimenez and Iron Man 14 for Gillen. More Jimenez now with Flash 107, which I guess is cool. I don't know what happens in it, so we'll hang out a minute because there's a call.
Yeah, no. One is the return of a minor character from Flash before that, who I think was also in Teen Titans for a bit. Frankie, who can control metal. The other has one of my all-time favorite B villains, the Shadow Thief.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot to tell you.
Yeah, what you got?
I was weak yesterday. I wasn't initially going to do it, and I ended up doing it anyway because I'm a moron. Comixology had a 99-cent flash sale.
Nice.
They were selling like 300 different flash books. So I got the first 20 Wades.
Nice.
I was really tempted to get a lot of others too. There was some neat looking Silver Agey shit in there. I was like, no, 20 is enough, man. You only got one paycheck before you go to Emerald.
That's neat though. I mean, I have most of the original Flash run. Do you know I actually brought? That was a disappointing one. is I had read an interview, because if you recall, the Wade Flash was like a huge book for me. Loved it.
Yeah.
And I had found that the very first book he had ever worked on for the Flash, not the first Wade book ever, but the very first one was like a 1990 Flash TV show special. And I brought that to him. And I was there for this, and I handed it to him. He's like, I'm like, come on!
Give me something to work from with
Dude,
this.
how could you not be like, hey, damn? Like, nothing.
Well, obviously
Nothing.
he hated this fucking effort on the book. It was the TV show version. Now we get kind of funky, man. More Tim Sale with Batman Madness, Legends of the Dark Knight Special, and Batman Ghost, Legends of the Dark Knight Special, which are amazing fucking books.
Now, you have all three of those now,
40,
right?
yeah, about 60% of the awesomeness is all in Tim Sale. I ain't gonna lie, I normally am a writer guy. I like the story over the looks, but Tim Sale is so fucking amazing.
He is.
That I cannot skip over that.
Yeah, no, I'm a huge fan. I easily could have filled that box with Tim Sale, but...
All right, now you get me crazy on the fractions. More Iron Mans. His run 525 and 14 of the Mighty Thor, which is a really great Simonson cover as well.
Yeah.
That's just, hi, Amora, how are you? I want to touch you.
Dear Lord.
And then the Hawkeye Annual and the Hawkeye #1 second printing variant, which is all right, which I already got signed.
Oh, yeah?
And mine says, Edward!
Oh, I think you showed me that.
I'm going to sell some shit, so he's not customizing it this time. I got enough customized shit. I know who I am.
That never bothers me, because obviously I don't do anything for monetary.
Well,
I am not a smart man.
Well, that depends on your... Never mind. That's a dumb debate, and nothing funny is to be said about it. Now, this is where you go weird on me. What? You go back to the Warlord well for some Mike Grell stuff with #8, way back in, this must have been 82, I'm thinking?
Yeah, easily.
And then Pacific Comics Star Slayer, The Log of the Jolly Raja. Which was all the way up at $1 because it was an indie book in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's just monster, but the cover is really fucking cool.
Oh, dude, that great. It actually got taken over.
Oh no, it's #2.
Yeah, no, #1 he already signed. #2, that actually is that's actually a cool issue, because somewhere in that issue is the very first appearance of the Rocketeer ever.
Oh really?
Yep. Also, somewhere in the first, Grell only did the 6 issues, and then it would be taken over by First Comics, and it would go on for another 30 or so.
Wow. And then we get both amazing and and I think you probably did the for exactly 2 reasons.
All right, shoot.
One of which, you were running out of stuff.
No, I had plenty of Grell stuff.
Okay, so 2 is the more accurate one then, in that it's a 007 book
Yes.
with Permission to Die.
It is awesome. I had the graphic of that too, if you want to read it.
And then we get even cooler than that. That was the worst thing I've ever seen in this.
Yeah, this is
fucking
not
movie.
legendary either. But you know, it's hard to go through Netflix and find the correct level of shitty movie. Like, y'all think that I do
didn't
this.
even realize you'd changed it.
Because that first one was terrible, that was equally terrible.
So we go back to the Grell again with Green Lantern, Green Arrow, 91.
Now, you grabbed one of those for Grell as well, right?
I don't think I did. I don't remember. I only had so many of them. It's got Sinestro beating the shit out of Hal in a ripped up uniform, with poor Ollie handcuffed on a meteoroid just sitting there going, I want to leave!
It's awesome, but the main thing, like the Sinestro thing, is what put it over the edge.
Now, the thing is, I went up and I looked, and I don't have any Extremis.
Really?
Yeah,
I
I've only got the
thought you
trade.
did.
I've only got the trade.
I could have sworn because I thought I had 2.
No, those ones from the Goodwill started from like 7 up. Man. So Warren Ellis, you're never going to get signed by any time
never.
ever. He's just like.
Well, you know what? Maybe 25 years from now.
When nobody cares about Warren fucking Ellis anymore, and he's hawking his fucking.
Yeah, when he's Chris Claremont, we're like, is that Chris Claremont having a salad? Alone at a table? Did you bring anything? No.
Extremis 1 and 3. It's true, man.
Yep.
We didn't know he was there.
Dude, we knew. We just assumed he was some sort of golden god you'd never get near.
Yeah. And it turned out in special edition last year, that was pretty close.
Yeah, you could not get near that dude for a... No, special edition I got to, he was charging.
Yeah, he still had a monstrous line, though.
But it was at, 2 years ago at
New York.
Emerald, where you just could not get to him.
No, I tried
You tried
so hard.
3 times.
Yep.
3 separate times. Like, I'm getting Claremont now. Then you come back, you're like, fuck that guy.
Fucking mutant king bitch of all time. Anyway.
Sovereign 7 right and so.
We're going to see if Jim Zub can hook you up with Skull Kicker, the mighty Skull Kickers 1 and Dark Skull Kickers Dark number 1. And by the way, I'm going to piss in Jim Zub's face for numbering them these way.
Oh, come on, dude. Those are the best covers ever.
They are amazing covers, and I don't mind Dark Skull Kickers Dark as a name either, because it screams, I'm making fun of you. But it was so confusing to buy. I thought I was getting different series the whole time.
Well, that's how we started buying Skull Kickers again and then falling in love all over again.
Yeah, well. And then you go Ruckamad on me, and you get some detective comics with like 760 and the hell is this? 7. Hi, how are you? 753. Probably out of the group of things I just gave you.
Absolutely.
I thought as much. I adore his fucking detective run. This was monstrously good stuff.
I was very impressed.
And his indie shit, his Whiteout, and another detective with Superman on it.
Intriguingly enough, that is the second part. What's the number on that? Detective
756.
Comics? That is a good dollar box find. That is the second part of a 2-part story. The other one was in Superman, which you have a signed copy by Ed McGuinness that I gave you.
Yeah.
This is the follow-up.
Yeah. Okay, and then you get this is where your real gold occurs, and you can tell that because it was put in the box first. You pick these out deliberately first, not really thinking too much. You're just like, I know this artist. I'm going to send him something. I'm going to start grabbing now, and I'm going to put them away.
Yeah, I had a lot of Mignola to go through.
A whole lot of Mignola. And you got a DHP, Dark Horse Presents, for those uninitiated into indie comics. Rusty Razor Clam, President of Neptune. That actually just screams Morrison to me, really. That's just, hello, I'm Grant fucking Morrison, and I've found a clam that rips people up in space because I'm on fucking LSD.
It's amazing. It is so much fun.
And then there's Seed of Destruction, 2, 3, and 4, because you probably got 1 already done,
Yes.
right? Yep. And then you get really, really obscure, because I would never have fucking known this. This is what you get for following an artist deliberately. And I dare anyone listening here to tell us which Marvel fanfares they own. Because you got 34.
Yep. You have a good amount of Marvel fanfare, don't you?
They're in the box where I'm still not decided if I'm going to keep
Really?
them. Yeah. Well, I flip through them and I'm like, but I definitely don't have 34, or otherwise I'd be bringing it myself.
Yes.
For Mignola, for me, I'm bringing those Phantom Strangers.
Yes. Very cool.
Because there was something about that series back then when I got it that I just absolutely adored.
Did you end up pulling the
Wads.
motherfucker Gotham by Gaslight? We told it.
No, I totally forgot that.
Should just throw that in your luggage, man.
That's not a bad idea. And then there's the Byrne Mignola Superman 18 with the Return to Krypton.
Ironically, Mignola did 2 issues of the Byrne run on Superman. That one, and I believe 22,
All right,
which was a Silver Banshee story.
Explain why that's ironic.
It's not.
Well, you said it was.
I know, but I drink.
You were wrong.
That's true.
So, we're going to finish up with your current Writer Crush Wednesday.
You know, I was trying to decide, is it more Cullen Bunn or is it more Kieran Gillen? I would have to say it's Cullen Bunn, but you know, that's a tough one.
I'm up in the air myself. I love Gillen. There's a lot of... Never mind. So, we're going with Sinestro on that one, 1 and 2.
Yeah,
and the trade I got for you... No, this is not the trade. This is an actual 6-gun #1.
Yep.
Days of the Dead.
And should be able to get everybody on that damn book. They're always at the table together.
Yeah, that shouldn't be any big deal. And then the Cullen Bunn, Barry Kitson, Joe Conrad, Captain America, and Iron Man.
That's a trade.
Oh, it is. Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
a 3-issue compilation of their...
Yeah, that's when they were doing the Captain
and that was an amazing storyline.
That was so much fun, dude. I unfortunately packed all my shit away before I had any idea about writing it down and thinking for half a goddamn minute. So aside from what I've already mentioned, I have no idea what I'm bringing.
Well, we pulled a good amount of stuff, but then you were going to divvy it up on your own, so...
Yeah, no, I did that. I definitely took a couple things out of that. So, all right, you are going to want to tape the ever-living fuck out of this.
Yes.
And then, oh, yeah, you're going to have to...
I got to reach out to Andrew for his address.
Yeah. So, yeah, and that's our Emerald City Prep episode, which was 198. I'm not even going to bother with the .5s this time, because that just seems silly to me. That was back when we had things in the can, and now we desperately need to release this episode.
Wait, are we completely episode 3?
We are out.
Nice.
I don't even have a fucking Stan soapbox left over.
Wow.
So that's 56 minutes. So in about 35 seconds after we all pee, we're going to tell you about the December Marvels.
Bless you, fucker! Thank you, Cleveland!
And away.
The Mean Geek is recorded live at the Reverend Mad Duck's apartment whenever the hell we can get to it. Find us on Facebook, Stitcher, Twitter under @TheMeanerGeek. Subscribe to us through RSS.
Or we can be located at our own site, www.themeangeek.com. And most importantly of all, you can find us as a proud member of the Comics Podcast Network.
Email us directly at TheMeanerGeek@gmail.com.
Can I drink now?
You may.